How does a real estate agent start up their business from scratch in a new market where they haven't been there before, or they're just trying to restart and they for whatever reason they don't have an SOI or it's very very small? What would they do? If you're curious about the answer to that, you're in the right place. Let's chat. Hi, I'm Mike Cerrone with the Comeback Agent, and I'd like to just chat with you briefly about an idea that you might be able to utilize if you're going into a new market where you don't know anybody. Because I talked to a lot of agents, and I've received that a couple times here in the last week, where people are moving to a brand new market at the beginning of the year for a variety of reasons, and they don't have an SOI there. They're going to have to start from scratch, and they're saying, "Mike, what do I do?" And I started thinking about it. I'm like, it's kind of in a lot of ways that's what I'm doing. I am where I've been for a long time, so I have an SOI here that I'll need to re-pull together, and I've got some past clients that I'm trying to figure out. I've done a video on that to see if there's anything I can salvage out of that list. Um, but if I were to start zero and watching out there what I've done, my own personal experience, the logical places, by the way, are expired listings and for sale by owners. A lot of agents have done really well by diving into that and become an expert in the new market and building up that way. That's a tried and true way to go, no doubt. Um, Another area that I'm very curious about is a thing that's now being called circle prospecting. Okay, and the old idea of the circle prospecting was you pick up the phone and you call around a just listed or a just sold. Okay, you list a property would be number one. Your team, your brokerage, even the MLS, there's a listing that happens, and then you call and notify all the neighbors around, or you could even knock on the doors, but you're letting all the people around that area know that this is there. And hey, have you thought about moving? That's the basic idea. Um, I've heard about that, and then I've heard of a twist on that where people are using it to basically do geographic farming by phone, which is really funny. I used to have an old book from 30, 40 years ago that I bought when I was in business and young guy, and it was called Farming by Phone. And so nothing's really new. But anyway, I've always liked geographic farming through mail. That's how I built up a business before. That was a cornerstone of what I was doing. And I'm like, I wonder if you could do that through the phone. It's very cheap and inexpensive for somebody to do. They could stay local to their area. I know agents that are in really huge markets. They don't want to go all over the place because it could take an hour and a half to drive across their metroplex. And I'm in a bigger area now. Denver, it's not huge, but Denver's pretty big, where it'll take over an hour to drive from one end to the other during rush hour. And I don't particularly like driving in traffic anymore, so would like to avoid that. I'd like to really focus my business in on an area. So it's very appealing to me to look at circle prospecting and the concept of geographic farming. So phone farming an area. And this idea might be valuable to you if you are moving to a new area and you don't know anybody and you're trying to get a foothold. To do it right around where you are or very close to where, the nice thing about the clean slate is you can pick the price range you want, the area you want, the type of homes. If you've always wanted to go luxury, you could do luxury. If you've always wanted to do entry, you could do entry, or whatever you want to do. You always want to do beachfront condos because that's where you're moving. You could do that. Waterfront or golf course or investor properties. You could pick one niche, really narrow in on it and become the expert because you have to learn it anyway. Might as well just narrow in on one thing and get really good. Anyway, that's my advice to someone who's moving into a new area or they're currently in an area. Maybe they're just starting their career. That'd be, I guess, a brand new agent too could use this same advice. Or somebody who's stalled out and for whatever reason their SOI is not generating what it used to. This might be a way to really go forward. I think it has a lot of legs, a lot of interesting facets to it. And I'm going to explore it more and I'll share more with you. If you're curious about that, go ahead and write down in the comments you'd like to hear more about it. And if you like this topic, go ahead and give us a thumbs up and we'll talk more about circle prospecting and what I learned about that and the best ways to approach it. All right, hope this has been helpful. Hope you have a fantastic and productive day. Keep moving forward. Bye for now.